permission there?
Yes. Okay, we're recording. Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Shalom Rav, we can begin.
Shalom, shalom, everybody.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom Rav.
How is Reuven? Anybody knows? How is Bilshitz?
I didn't speak to him today. I spoke to him yesterday. He had his operation. And I don't
How
know.
did you feel yesterday?
He sounded okay. He was still in the hospital.
What was actually the operation with?
I can tell you, but I don't know. Just let's leave it for the moment. It was an operation. You should know, it's that type of private parts operation.
Yeah, maybe afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I hope that you'll be well.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway,
First name.
Correct, Reuben.
yeah. When you come to a certain age,
Okay. So we are, I'll look for the page.
I think you'll find it at 10A, 10A2.
10A, number what? Number 2.
2, yeah.
10A2.
Yeah.
We discussed about Shimshon. He was
Yeah. Just wait, I'm trying to find. We are still busy with Shimshon, and I actually took the time to read again the story of Shimshon, and the whole story is very, very, very strange. On one hand, we see that the rabbis talk to him about that he was such close to God. On the other hand, apparently, he couldn't control his lust, his Yetzer Hara. So it was a tragic person. So we are in the middle of the page of 10A. Let me just say 10A1. No.
2, I think it is. 10A2.
10A3.
10A3.
I think.
No,
One second.
2.
Yeah. Tanu Rabbanan. 10A3. Now, which column? In the first column, Tanu Rabbanan. The rabbis taught in the Braita, 5 נבראו מעין דוגמה של מעלה. Have you got it?
Yeah, I have got it. I just don't recall doing that little V'amar Rabbi Yochanan. I don't think we did that. Can't remember.
Okay, so maybe I jumped. Maybe it is. I should say before 10A2. Sorry, 10A2. They're talking about. I think that we did quickly, but 10A2, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, in the middle of the column. Rabbi Yochanan said, "En china ela leshon avera." The word grinding, the context is nothing other than a term of sin, which means adultery. וכן הוא אומר, and so is stated elsewhere in the scriptures, תטחן לאחר אשתי. This is with a Job. Job said, תטחן לאחר אשתי, let my wife grind for another man and may strangers kneel over her. מלמד שכל אחד ואחד הביא לו את אשתו לבית האסורים. Maybe we read it last time. It teaches us that every Philistiner
Les is recorded.
brought his wife to Samson to the prison כדי שתדבר ממנו in order that she would become pregnant for him, and they thought they will be, if she will be pregnant from him, then they will be strong and powerful like Samson. So again, it's not really, when on the other hand we say that Rabbi Yochanan states that Samson judged Israel similar to Hashem, and that Samson's name is similar to a name of Hashem. How then could he have, look at the note 18, and the bottom 18. This is what I mentioned before. Samson seemed to be a very, very a person of two personalities. In one way, it says his name is similar to the name of Hashem. Then he is talking about that he impregnate Philistines women. So how can we explain this passage? So he brings the Rishonim. Al-Shich writes that it means that Philistines would take their wives to see Samson, so their thoughts about his strength would cause them to conceive strong children. In other words, he wasn't sleeping with them, they just looked at, they wanted the women to look at him. The thoughts of the parents at the time they unite is a factor of determining the nature of the child that is conceived. This can be seen from the fact that Jacob, placed strict rods before the parent sheep when they mated in order to cause the lamb that would be born to be similarly strict. Okay, so we don't really but this is what the Gemorra said, that they said there is we see here two personalities. In one end, kind of closeness to Hashem, and the other one is to deal with the women. Amar Rav Papa, we continue Amar Rav Papa, I know Damre Inshei. This is what people say, Kame Deshati Chamra, before a wine drinker drink wine. Kami refuker gridia duvla. Before a gardener who usually eats vegetables, bring a basket of vegetables. Similarly, Samson was involved in relation with Philistines women, ultimately was caused to come into contact with the still more Philistine women. Okay, so as I said, very difficult to understand it, but this is what the Gemorra said. And the Gemorra continues, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said, anyone who commits adultery, his wife also commits adultery against him. And the Gemorra brings verses to this. שנאמר, אם יפתה ליבי אל אישה ולפתח ראי אהבתי, sated if my heart was ever seduced over a woman, or if I ever lay in wait at my neighbor's door, and then let my wife grind for another man, and may strangers need over her. And this is another, what people speak and say. People say, Iu Bikari, he is with the big pumpkins, ve'itete bebutzine, and his wife is with the small pumpkins. So, which tells that they're both involved in the same activities. He was, if he commits adultery, his wife will also, means that this is a home of adultery. Now there are some positive things which Gemorra says about Samson. Gemorra returns to Samson, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Shimshon dan et Israel, כאבים שבשמיים, Samson judged Israel like their father in heaven, שנאמר בדן ידין עמו כאחד שבטי ישראל, it is stated, Dan will judge his people like one, etc. This can be expounded to teach that Samson, who came from the tribe of Dan, just judge the Jews like Hashem, who is one. And another statement about, positive about Shimshon. ואמר רבי יוחנן, רבי יוחנן סן ניגל, שמשון על שמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. Samson's name is called by the name of Hashem. כי שמש הוא מגן השם אלוקים, brought on this text, שנאמר, as it stated for a wall, the shemesh, and the shield is Hashem. The Hebrew word for wall here is shemesh, from which Samson's name also comes Samson from shemesh, from the sun. Now the Gemorra says, if you think the name of Shimshon is like God's name, but now according to this, the word of shemesh should not be erased. If the name of God, you are not allowed to erase the name of God. So answer the Gemorra, it didn't mean literally that is the name of Hashem, אלא מאין שמו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, meant to say that Shemshon's name is derived from the word of Shemesh, which is akin to the name of Holy One, blessed he is. In that it describes an aspect of God. There are kind of similarity. The Gemorra want to show that there is some similarity between me and God in the following. מה הקדוש ברוך הוא מגין על כל העולם כולו, for just as Hashem, blessed he is, protects, and I change now the page, the next page, Hashem protects the whole world, entire world, אף שמשון מגן בדורו על ישראל, so Samson protected Israel in his generation. So again, you see such different parts of Shimshon's personality. ואמר רבי יוחנן, Rabbi Yochanan also says another thing about Shimshon. Bilam חיגר ברגלו אחד. We know Bilam, who was the one that wanted to curse, he was a prophet, a Goyish, a non-Jew prophet. He wanted to curse Israel. He was lame in one of his feet, שנאמר וילך שפי. It stated he walked limping. Shimshon, otherwise, was lame in both of his legs. שנאמר שפיפון עלי אורח, and he said that Dan will be serpent on the highway, שפיפון slithering along the path. So this to say about his physical situation, that he was limping. What is 29? There is a whole note here. The verse in Yaakov deathbed, blessing to his son Dan, is reference to Dan's descendants, particularly Samson, who was a member of the tribe Dan. Rabbi Yochanan sees the double consonant P, shfifon, two pays in the word shfifon, as denoting double lemness and depicting a slithering movement. Shem Tov, because of his lemness, would have to slither along the path like a viper. Okay, it's very, very strange. Look, the following, also strange things. The writer says, תנו רבנן, 5 נבראו מעין דוגמה של מעלה. The following 5 men, which will be listed, were created with an aspect of similarity to Hashem. וכולם לקו בהם. And all of them were stricken in those areas in which they excelled. So 5 people who are excelled, they actually were stricken by this. Shimshon bekocho. Shimshon was similar to Hashem with his strength. It was so powerful. The comment 31 said this doesn't mean merely that Shimshon was physically strong. Indeed, we find that the verse continuously stated that the Spirit of Hashem descended upon him before he performed his acts of strength. Rather, his strength derived from the spirituality of his Nazirus. For this reason, when his Nazirus was compromised by the cutting of his hair, he lost his strength. And this is what we see. Well, first of all, we see what the 5 people. So Shimshon is the one. Michael, what is that? Why don't I see him? Michael? Where is Michael? Michael is not seen. I can just see his name. Okay, then they say Shimshon excelled in his strengths. Shaul, King Saul, was his neck. The Gemorra elaborates later. Avshalom with his hair. Tzidkiah beinav, Tzidkiah with his eyes. Asa beraglav, and Asa with his legs. The Gemorra now elaborates on each of them. What was we see, especially with them, and where we see where they were, where they actually were knocked in the same area. Shimshon bekocho, Shimshon was stricken with his strength, as it says, for it is written, his strength departed from him when they cut his hair. So he lost his strength. So this is what the Gemorra said. He had advantage with his strength, he lost it. The next was Saul, King Saul was stricken with his neck, ויקח שאול את החרב ויפול עליה. This stricken Saul took the sword and he fell upon it. This was with the Philistines. Avshalom bisaro, Avshalom was stricken with his hair, as we will explain below. Tzidkiah, the king Tzidkiah, was stricken with his eyes, as it's written, the eyes of Tzidkiah he blinded. Asa beraglav, Asa was also one of the kings in Israel, was stricken in his legs, dichtiv. It's written, רק לעת זקנתו חלה את רגליו, but in the time of his old age, he was diseased in his feet. ואמר רב יהודה אמר רב, רב יהודה said, what was his disease? What was his sickness? He was seized by a disease known as podagra. What is podagra? A special feet. He says in a note, in today's terminology, this podagra, this ailment, is called gout. It is a painful disease of the joints. So this is where each of them suffered when they extended themselves in the same area they were stricken. אמר מר זוטרא לרב נחמן דרב לרב נחמן. Mar Zutra, the son of Rav Nachman, said to his father, Rav Nachman, hey, chidami podagra. How is the sickness? What do you feel when you have it? What element of podagra like? Amar lei kemachat bebasar achai. You know, it's so painful, it feels like a needle penetrating into raw flesh. And the Gemorra asks, Mena yada, how did Rav Nachman knew how you feel about it? Answer the Gemorra, Ika de'amri mechash v'chashbei. Some say that he himself suffered from his malady, which means from this podagra, this, as we say, gout. So he had the first-hand knowledge of its symptoms. So therefore he knew to describe how it feels, like a needle in raw flesh. Some say that he heard about it from his teacher. Some say that he knows about Sod Hashem l'Re'av u'Brito lo Adayam. Some say that Rav Nachman was granted divine insight into the matter, as the verse states, the secret of Hashem is with those who fear him, and his covenant to inform him. In other words, it was like Rav Nachman got like a message from above how this ailment makes to feel. Then the Gemorra continues about Asa, the king, that he became, he was stricken with the legs. And the Gemorra says, why was he punished? Darash Rabba, mifnei ma ne'enash Asa. Why was Asa punished? Answer the Gemorra, mifnei she'asa nagaria betalmidei chachomim. Because he pressed Torah scholars into the service of the king. In other words, he stopped them to study, but to serve to serve the king. Shenema v'melech asa yishmeh et kol Yudah en naki. The Gemorra learns how we try to understand this, as it stated, King Asa called together all the Judah. No one was exempt. The word naki means no one was exempt. My ein naki, what does it mean by no one was exempt? Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav, afilu chatan mechedro v'kala mechurata, even a groom was taken from his chamber and a bride from his canopy, turned the page. In other words, usually a chatan, a groom, is exempt from public service because it says a person who marries a wife, he shall be free for his own for 1 year. So he was not, usually a chatan, a groom, didn't have duties to be in the service of the army. But Asa, he nevertheless ignored it, and therefore he was punished with his legs. The Gemorra now continues back to Shimshon. כתיב וירד שמשון תמנתה. The place Timnah, it's one place it says Shimshon went down to Timnah. The other verse says that Timnah was a place to going up, not to because it says הנה חמיך עולה תמנתה. It is written regarding Judah, who was his Shimshon's father-in-law. Behold, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah. So how can you understand is Timnah is down in the valley or Timnah is in the mountain? How can it be that it's to go up in the same place and go down? So Amar Rabbi Eliezer says, Shimshon shenitgane ba ktiv bei. In other words, the Gemorra want to say that actually it wasn't a geographic thing going down. He went down because of his relationship with this Timnah Philistine. So it means spiritually he went down. On the other hand, Judah, the son of Jacob, Judah, says spiritually it elevated him as it reason his travel to Timnah was ascent. So this is trying to give explanation that Timnah is not what went come down or go up was not physically but more ideally. The idea is spiritually. But then Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani gives a different interpretation. He said, Shtei Timnaot hayu. It was two places. Oh, Reuven.
Oh, yeah,
Are you home?
Yeah, I came home today.
How are you feeling?
I'm a bit very tired, but thank God the operation is over. And every day will, please God, be a bit better.
Welcome. We are happy all of us to see you.
Thank
So
you very
we are,
much.
if you want to follow, we are in 10A4.
Good. Got it.
So we are talking about, it says about the place Timnah, that Shimshon went down, descend, and Judah ascend. The Gemorra wanted to say that was only metaphorically, spiritually, Shimshon went down because of his behavior, while Judah went up, metaphorically, spiritually. But Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani says, Shtei Timnaot hayu. There are two places which were called Timnah. Chada birida v'chada b'aliyah. One could be reached through descent, which was like in a valley, and one was like in a mountain, which you have to ascend. But Rav Papa said something very interesting, simple. Rav Papa said there was only one Timnah, but there is only one Timnah, depends where you come from. If you come from the top, like Timnah was in the middle of the mountain. If you come from the top, then you means you come down. If you go from the bottom, means you come up. Gemorra bring another graphical place example, like the case of Vardonia, Be'eri, the market of Nash, which all situated in the middle of Babylonian hills, which If it is in the middle, then if you want to go up, you're going up. But if you are in the top, if you want to go to the middle, means you come down. Then the Gemorra continues now talking about Tamar, the daughter-in-law of the story that of Tamar, that she was a daughter-in-law of Judah. Just a minute. Yeah. It says like this. It says about Tamar, ותשב בפתח עיניים. Remember the story of Judah, Tamar was married to his sons and they died. So when it came to his third son, he didn't let her marry the third son, which usually should have been like Ibum, like if a person dies childless, then the brother marry his sister-in-law in order to have children which can be like named after the deceased. But Judah, after that, he like thought that the cause of the death of his sons was Tamar, and therefore he actually did not let her to marry the third son, and she wanted very much to be married. So the Torah tells a story that Tamar sat בפתח עיניים in a crossroads, which is on the road toward Timnah. Amar Alexander, by using the phrase Pesach Einayim, which means literally opening of the eyes for crossroads, Melamed, again, everything is like symbolically, שהלכה וישבה לה בפתחו של אברהם אבינו. The Torah teaches us that she went and set herself in the doorway of her forefather Abraham, מקום שכל עיניים צופות לראותו. This means the פתח עיניים, opening of the eyes, a place that all eyes look forward to seeing. רב חני רב, in the name of Rav, said מקום שהוא שמו עיניים. Different thing, the name of the place is עיניים. The name of the place is עיניים. לכן הוא אומר תפוח בעינם. It shows another that can be such a name of a place עיניים. שמואל בר נחמני אמר, שמואל says, שנתנה עיניים לדבריה כשתבעה. Whatever the story is, she dressed up to be like a harlot. And she said there that by sitting there, Judah, without recognizing her, he had a relationship with her, and this is what she wanted, to have a child from Judah. So therefore it says, שנתנה עיניים לדבריה. Tamar gave color to her words when Judah solicited her. And there was like a discussion which the Gemorra tried to work out. אמר לה, שם אנוכית את. He didn't recognize her. He saw her. She tried to seduce him. And he said to her, maybe you are not Jewish, maybe you are a Gentile. אמרה לה, גיורת אני. I am a convert. Then he asked her, maybe you are married. אמרה לה, פנויה אני. Said I am unmarried. And then he asked, שמא קיבל אביך קידושין? Judah asked, perhaps your father accepted, and married you off, and therefore you are not allowed to have any relationship with another person. אמרה לה, יתומני, I haven't got a father, I am an orphan. שמא טמאה, maybe you are impure because you're a nida. אמרה לתורה אני. I am not a nida, I am pure. So this was like a discussion that took place before he intimated with her. Now Gemorra goes back about
Rav, we've only got 3.5 minutes.
Okay, so I think that this is the middle of the. Unfortunately, next week I hope I'll be in a plane to South Africa.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Oh.
Thursday night. So I will not have the shiur. I'm coming to South Africa, please God, for 1 week to have a little bit of sunshine and to have a break. So I might, through Sam, as some contact, maybe when I'm South Africa, maybe we can have a shiur, I don't know. Otherwise, it will have to be a break and we will have to come back to, we learned the story about Shimshon, but now the Gemorra gives pieces of other things. So please God, when we will resume, we'll come back to this place. In the
Where are you
meantime,
staying?
Rav, will you be able to see Alan Bartkunsky?
I hope so. I don't know. We'll see.
Wonderful.
Are
Okay,
you staying
wonderful. This is tomorrow.
I don't know exactly my plan. I'm going with my daughter, and we want to try it sometime in Cape Town. We'll see what happens. I have not a plan. I just know that I'm going on Wednesday night, and okay, we'll be arriving Thursday. I don't know when exactly.
You're
So
going to Ethiopia.
next week we won't have a shiur. That's what it. And I wish Ruben full recovery.
Thank you, Rav. Appreciate it.
And Yirz
Appreciate it.
Hashem, next time that I'll see you, I want to hear
First
that
time.
you are strong.
Please God, please God.
Refer Shlema, Ruven. Refer Shlema.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the main thing is the op's over and now we got to recover.
Yeah,
So that's
please
Okay.
God. Please God.
Bezrat
Yeah.
Hashem.
Rav, you must tell us where you're going to be staying. I'd like to see you.
I'm not yet, I may be in Glen Hazel, I don't know, we'll see.
Okay.
You will be able to contact me, how? And I'll tell Sam,
Okay.
Yeah.
you'll be able to contact Sam, or no, let's see that Sam should be.
Okay, Sam, you'll be the
Yeah,
liaison.
it's fine. You can, the Rev
You'll be
will
the
contact
will be
us, we'll know where he
You'll
is.
have the information, Sam, okay?
I hope the Rev comes to Cape Town. You must
I
come to
hope,
Cape Town.
we have such a thought to come to Cape Town. We'll see what happens. We
Let's
yet
see what we
not
can do.
clear.
Even
but-
for a few days.
Okay.
Shabbat
Okay.
Shalom and Refer
Have a wonderful trip,
Shlema.
Rav. And we
But
look forward
I
to
hope that
seeing you
Tuesday
soon.
night, please God, may have the shiur, please God. Tuesday
Yeah.
night.
Please God. Yeah.
Thank you, Rav.
Thank you,
Thank
Rav.
you very much.
Take care.
Thank you, Rev.
Have a good Shabbos and
You have a good Shabbos as well.
good news.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's
Shalom, everyone.